Hey everybody, Kurt aka The Roofing Gamer here. We're in round 6 of Eldritch Horror and its expansions, Forsaken Lore and Mountains of Madness. So round 5 was quite okay, we did very well. And now we're at round 6 where, well, we will try to do some interesting things. Believe me, this might be a quite important round. So first of all, George in Antarctica. He's first of all is going to rest at Lake Camp. That means he does not heal because he has a hunger condition. And so he is going to try to roll a 4, 5 or 6 and tries to get rid of that. Let's see. Well, there's the roll. And yes, we did it. We got a 4. So George is not hungry anymore. We remove the hunger condition. And then as a second action he will use the dog sled. The dog sled says that he can move to an adjacent space on the Antarctica sideboard and then perform an additional action. So George, he's moving to the frozen waste. And yeah, this tough lawyer, after he resolves this local encounter later, he may move to the city of the Elder Things or to Lake Camp. Well, he's planning to go over there later. So that were his 2 actions. And then over to Mark. And Mark, well, I discovered he can reach the Children of Yig already, because he can move once and he still had his boat ticket. So he's going to spend that. And he's going to move further over to the Children of Yig, where he will do his own special action. It means he and one monster on his base each loses 1 health. So he's going to lose 1 health, and this Children of Yig character goes down to 4. And maybe next encounter he will hurt this some more. So that was also quite fast. And the last action is Patrice. First of all, she is going to do a rest action in San Francisco, and that means she also does not heal, but she is going to flip this card and see what happens. So she's got a fever dreams. Each night the dreams become worse, you can barely sleep, and when you do, you are haunted by terrifying visions. I have to do an observation, will -1 test, and if she passes, she can discard this card, and if she fails, she gains hallucinations and stays poisoned. Well, let's hope this works out. So, will -1, that means we've got 3 dice. She is not blessed, so we're going to use the normal ones. Let's see. And yes, we have 2 successes. So there goes the poison. Bye bye. Okay. Completely. She's looking okay. She's got quite some wounds, but besides that, she's doing quite okay. Okay, then as a second action, she will move here and try to solve this cold white silence rumor. And that's what we're going to do. We are going to the encounter phase already. Okay, we have George, and George is there at the frozen waste in Antarctica, and he's going to do this local encounter. And what do we have here? The frozen waste. You hear a voice, but all you see is endless snow. You struggle to follow the sound. Observation -1. If you pass, you rescue a lost soul, gain 1 random ally asset from the deck. If you fail, your search yields no results and the voice goes quiet, lose 1 sanity. Okay, so we have to do this observation -1 test. He only got 2 observation, so that's not that much. Okay, let's see. First of all, I think I have to do this before I do anything else. I did the rest action. Oops. And I had the chance to decipher the ledger, so I'm going to do this observation test first from the police ledger. Sorry, I forgot about this. Not sure if you call this cheating or not, but well, I'm still going to do this. So I forgot about the adventure earlier in the game, so I can go back with this one. So 2 dice to decipher this ledger, and yes, we have a success. That means we get a clue when we discard this card. So there we go. Let's see. We have a clue, yeah. And then we are going to do the next one, and the next one was to do this. Okay. Observation -1 test. So that's not very easy. We only have 1 die to do this. Let's see. That did not work. That would mean he loses 1 sanity. I guess he's going to do that. So he loses 1 sanity. I could spend a clue token to reroll a die, but I'm not going to do that just yet. And the Frozen Waste says he can move to the city of the Elder Things, and that's what he's doing. And then over to Patrice. She's going to try to solve this ongoing rumor. And as an encounter, she's going to do an observation test. And she's got 4 observation because she managed to boost her observation by 1 earlier. There we go. 4 dice. And yes, I see a 6 over there. So she passes. That means she is allowed to spend 2 clues. And that's what she's going to do. So 2 clues go away. And this rumor goes away as well. So no hypothermia anymore at this moment. Okay, so that was the encounter phase already. Then we go over to the next Mythos phase. And first of all, we will do the Omen track, which means we go to blue. We have 1 blue gate here, so Doom advances by 1. So we are already to 6, so that goes quite fast over there. We started at 10. And then we have a Reckoning. And that means, first of all, we're going to see if there are any monsters with a Reckoning. And there are, but they have no real effect here now. And then we do the Ancient One, and that's worse because he's going to spawn another cultist on the active expedition space, meaning that there are 2 cultists here now, and that means Doom advances by 1 because of Yeek. So we're down to 5, so time is running out. And then we go to the Mythos cards. We have 1 here, so each investigator on a city space tests his observation. Okay, or become delayed. So city spaces, first of all there we have Patrice, so observation is 4. Let's see. Oh, that did not work. She's going to spend her focus token here and try to reroll 1 die here. No, a 1. That's not good. So she's quite screwed here. She cannot do anything else. So she becomes delayed. This goes away, by the way. She becomes delayed there, and she gains a detained condition. So let's see what that says. Okay, restriction. You cannot move or perform actions other than the action on this card. Instead of resolving an encounter, flip this card, and as a local action she can test influence and discard this card if she passes. Okay, so she's delayed, that's not good. Detained and delayed, so that's absolutely bad news. Then over to, let's see, over to Mark, who is also in a city space. He's got an observation of 2, but he's blessed, so let's see. Yeah, he got 2 successes, so that there nothing happens. And then over to George, but George, well, I'm not sure if it's a city space over there. Honestly, I don't think so. It's called the City of the Elder Things, but it's an, I believe it's a sea space or something else, so I don't think he has to do this, this reckoning. Okay, then we're going to see if we have still some possessions, and that has to be done. Yeah, we have Father Meluzzo. We roll a die, and on a 4, 5, or 6, Mark Harrigan gets blessed again. So let's see. Yeah, he rolls a 6, and that means we again turn over this blessing. That means he gets a funding condition again. So let's see. So he's got a second funding condition. I'll just lay it over there. And I just realized there's some bad news here, because we have this other item, and that's this serpent crown, and this says we have to discard an ally asset. So that means this good Father Meluzzo, he's gone. Oh, that's sad. He was good. He was fantastic. So he goes away. And then we go to the Hyperborean Crystal, which says gain 1 spell. So we'll take a spell, and that might going to be the first one here. And we have Feed the Mind. Feed the Mind, which says test lore -1. If you pass, choose an investigator on your space to improve 1 skill of his choice. So there we go. He's got a spell, and that's most of all interesting for the Hyperborean Crystal, because you may discard a spell to reroll any number of dice when resolving a test, except when resolving a spell effect. So that's quite strong. Okay, that's about it with the items. Then we go to our conditions, and first of all we have, well, let's first do the funding condition. If you're on a city space, you may flip this card. Well, we were all on city space, but not George, so he doesn't flip his card. And then he's going to roll a die to see if he's still blessed. So no 1s or 2s, please. Oh, damn it. Oh god. Let's see. Can I spend clue tokens to reroll this kind of roll? Let's check it out. Oh, I'm afraid this is not a test. Includes tokens you can only spend to reroll and test. So well, George loses his blessing. Well, things are going bad suddenly. We're losing allies, we're losing blessings. Then we go to Mark. Mark, first of all, he's got 2 funding conditions. So let's see. The first one is hired gun. With so much mayhem overtaking the world, you know you will not be able to put an end to the rampant disasters on your own. You slide your offer across the table to a rough-looking young man. Oh, he's not young, he's just a man. A monster of your choice on any space loses 3 health, then discard this card. Oh, this is interesting. So, we get to do 3 damage to a monster. So I looked this up, and epic monsters are treated like normal monsters, so I could give her 3 damage, but I just realized I forgot to do an encounter with Mark. So I will do that first. He had to fight his children and had to do this observation -1 test first of all. So that's what he's going to do before we go further with this Mythos phase. I'm sorry about this. Oh, this was so stupid. So, first of all, he's got strength, will. He's got observation of 2, so he can roll 1 die. Okay, let's see. And yeah, he passes. So that means he can fight her with strength -2, and that means he's got 4 and 2 more with the gun here. That's 6. So he's got 4 dice. Still blessed. So let's do this. And he got 3 successes. That means they already did 3 damage here. So okay, sorry about that, folks. There's a lot going on in this game. So I could do 3 damage to her, to the children of Yig, meaning that we would kill her and resolve this mystery already. Or we could kill the deep one over there. But well, this is such a great opportunity to kill her. So let's do that. We do 3 damage to the children of Yig. So they die. And that means, yeah, that we did the funding here. The funding goes away. That's only once we can use it one, and we go to the next one. And that's the all-in again, so we roll 1 die. We've got a 5, which means we can gain any number of assets from the reserve with total value 3 or less. Then we get to keep this funding. So let's see. 3 or less, we've got this cool blunderbuss. We can get a tome asset if we do this search the archives. But we've got this strong carbine rifle. Oh, I think I will just take the rifle this time. So, he's got another gun. Well, it's a rifle. Okay. Blessed. Well, he's going to try and stay blessed, so no 1s or 2s, hopefully. It's a 3, so he's still blessed. And then we are done with that, finally. Then we have to spawn a gate. So there we go. The gates are starting to come on the board now. It's a red one, that's not good because next time we have to do this omen track, we go to a red. So it's on the Miskatonic outpost over there. Let's go there, and we have to take a random monster. And we have a raid, and a raid has this thing with when the monster is spawned, the lead investigator gains the cursed condition, so that's also not good. Well, we're doing worse this now. So the raid goes over there on the Miskatonic outpost, and George, he's the only one in Antarctica, so it only fits that he is the one who gets this cursed condition. And being cursed is always bad news, so we're going from blessed to cursed in about 3.6 seconds. Well, only 6 counts as successes on your tests. If you get another cursed condition, flip this card instead. If you would gain a blessed condition, discard this card instead. And during a reckoning he can try to get rid of this curse. So that's sad news, but well, it is what it is. Let's keep on going. We have this Mythos card first. You keep replaying the struggle in your mind. Just as you gained the upper hand, a smug expression crept over the monstrosity's face, just for an instant. What did that abomination know you didn't? Hunter becomes the hunted. Each investigator on a space containing a monster gains a hunted condition. Okay, so no monsters on our spaces, so this is okay. Nothing happens. And that means we are ready for round 7. And that will be next round. Not sure what I'm going to do now next round. Oh, we solved this mystery. Yes, very important. So that goes away. We are going to our third and last mystery, which is migration of serpents. With no seeming regard for climate or terrain, snakes have been seen all over the world, writhing around towards some unknown common goal. When this card enters play, move each clue on the game board to the nearest expedition space. After an investigator resolves a research encounter, he may spend 1 clue he gained from that encounter and place that clue on this card. At the end of the Mythos phase, if there are clues on this card equal to the number of investigators, so 3, solve this mystery. Okay, so we have to put all clues on the game board to the Himalayas, where these 2 cultists are waiting. And that means we have 1, 2, 3 clues, 4, there was already 1 there, 5, there's this one, and we have 1 more over there. And that means every clue is over there now. So I think we know what we will be doing next round. Mark, he's not that far away. He will be moving in to deal with some cultists. But that's for next round. So I join you in that next video. Thank you for watching this one. Feel free to subscribe, to like, to dislike if it's necessary, or to comment below. I appreciate you watching. Thank you, and I see you in the future.